I've heard rumors that North Korea is actually a CIA vassal state.
Yeah, no, I've said this before. No, it absolutely is. I mean, they have a lot of US weapons technology, and of course, but it's a great way. I mean, who logically in the world is going to sit there and look at North Korea and go, well, this is this extreme, volatile nation. It's got this crazy guy or crazy regime that runs it, does all manner of these things. No one in the world logically would associate that at all with the US. But absolutely it is. And this is why,
I was looking at their pictures this morning from the London Guardian of the North Korean Special Forces soldiers from their Day of the Sun celebration. And what's striking to me is the helmets are eerily similar to U.S. soldiers.
Well, that's a surprise.
Typically, yeah, exactly, which is not typically what you find with the regular run-of-the-mill North Korean soldiers, which use these, 1940 style, old school combat helmets. The Spec Op guys are donned up pretty similar to U.S. Specs, which is, it's designed differently, but very similar, eerily similar.
Oh yeah, undoubtedly, and actually, of course, they had the big military show on the Day of the Sun. Of course, they didn't launch any weapons on that day, but of course, they subsequently launched the missile, which very inconveniently, probably from some, it was destroyed. Now, there was a lot of speculation in the media. Oh, it was the US. No, actually, it was the Russians who took it down and destroyed it. And what we can say is, without tempting fate to logic, the Russians have pretty much got that region militarily under control in terms of, if anything gets launched, they can with the air defense system, etc., deal with the problems. North Korea is that strategic vassal state for the CIA, because it's a great way of stoking up tensions. And think about it geographically. You've got South Korea obviously south, you've got Japan off the coast, you've got China to the north, and then you've also got part of Russia. Okay, it's only that very relatively narrow strip, but at the end of it's Vladivostok, very important town, and obviously port, given its location. So strategically, and then of course it surrounds all the rest of the Far East nations. So it's a great nation to stoke up a load of tension and use as an excuse to do whatever they feel they want to do. So that's exactly why they use these nations, and it very conveniently suited them to have the Korean War in 1953, and to allow them to stoke these tensions, make things even worse, and then obviously say, okay, well, now we've got a toehold in that region and we can destabilize the region whenever we see fit. And that's precisely obviously what North Korea is being used for.